Assalamualaikum students, I am Shizan Noor, your science teacher, and I welcome you all to DPS online classes. Dear students, this is your lecture number 17 from chapter number 5, Chemical Reactions. By the end of today's lesson, you all will be able to describe exothermic and endothermic reactions, and you will also be able to explain the importance of exothermic reactions in our daily life. So let's start our topic, that is chemical reactions, and the main contents that we are going to discuss in today's lecture are energy changes in chemical reactions, endothermic reactions, exothermic reactions, and importance of exothermic reactions in our daily life. So first of all, let us revise the previous lecture. In the previous lecture, you have studied about the types of chemical reactions, the addition reactions, also known as combination reactions, and decomposition reactions. In addition reactions, you have studied that one or more reactants combine to form one single product. That is why it is also called combination reaction. Whereas in decomposition reaction, a single reactant is decomposed, which means it splits up into one or more than one products. In case of addition reaction, energy is released because here reactants combine together to form one complete product. Whereas in decomposition reaction, heat is absorbed to break down the chemical or any substance into two or more than two products. In addition reaction, elements or compounds may be the reactant, whereas in decomposition reaction, single compound can act as a reactant. Here we have two examples. This is the example of addition reaction in which we have sodium that reacts with chlorine to form sodium chloride. As you can see, two reactants combine together to form one single product. Whereas in decomposition reaction, we have one single compound, calcium carbonate, which upon heating results into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So this is decomposition reaction. In our today's lecture, we are going to discuss about energy changes in chemical reactions. The energy of a substance is a particular amount of energy due to which structure of that substance remains stable, which means energy of a substance is very important to keep the structure of substance stable. Now what happens to the energy changes? A substance undergoes the chemical change or a chemical reaction whenever there is some change in its energy. We will see that what kind of change occurs in energy. The change in energy of a substance takes place by absorbing or releasing heat or light. Here you can see in this picture that reactants react together to form products, and in this case heat energy is absorbed. And in this picture you can see that reactants react together to form products. Here we have a chemical reaction, and in this reaction heat is releasing, which means the energy change can be of two types. Energy can be absorbed or energy can be released. Now we are going to discuss the types of chemical reaction on the basis of energy changes. On the basis of the change in energy, chemical reactions can be classified into two types. That is, number one, exothermic reactions, and number two, endothermic reactions. In this picture, you can clearly see that in exothermic reactions, heat is released, whereas in endothermic reaction, heat energy is absorbed. First of all, we are going to discuss about exothermic reactions. The word exo means outside and therm means heat, which is obvious that heat will be released in this reaction. As you can see from this picture, heat is released into the atmosphere, into the surroundings. Exothermic reactions are those reactions during which heat is given out or heat is released. Now we are going to discuss some examples of exothermic reactions. Burning is a very common example of exothermic reaction. Burning of fuel, burning of carbon, methane, or any other substance. Burning is a common example of exothermic reaction. Similarly, fossil fuels like coal, natural gas, they all burns in air to release heat. And fireworks are also the examples of exothermic reaction. Here we have three examples. In the first example, you can see that this is burning of coal in which carbon reacts with oxygen in the air to form carbon dioxide with the release of heat. Similarly, you can see the burning of methane. In this reaction, methane reacts with oxygen of the air to produce carbon dioxide, water along with heat. And here you can see that iron reacts with sulfur to form iron sulfide with the release of heat. So all these three are the examples of exothermic reaction in which heat is released. Now we are going to discuss an activity that is related to exothermic reaction. For this activity, you need some apparatus like beaker, unslaked lime, which is also called calcium oxide, and water. Now what you are going to do with this operator, you will take a beaker and fill it half with the water. For example, if it is 1000 ml, you will fill it up to 500 ml with water. Add some unslaked lime, which is also called calcium oxide, in the beaker and stir it with a stirrer. After 20 to 30 seconds, you will touch the outer sides of the beaker. What will you feel? The sides of the beaker will become warm. Why? Because the heat which makes the mixture in the beaker and sides of the beaker warm is released by the exothermic reaction that takes place between this calcium oxide and water. Both of these react together, and this is an exothermic reaction which releases heat. Calcium oxide means lime will react with water to form calcium hydroxide with the release of heat. So that is why it is an exothermic reaction. Now we are going to discuss the second type of chemical reaction, which is endothermic reaction. The word endo means inside, which means the reactions during which heat is absorbed are called endothermic reaction. There are very common examples of endothermic reactions like evaporation of water, baking bread, photosynthesis, or frying eggs. These are all common examples of endothermic reactions in which heat is absorbed. Here we have another example of endothermic reaction. This is the thermal decomposition of calcium carbonate to produce carbon dioxide. You have studied about the decomposition reaction, and thermal decomposition is the reaction in which heat is involved. So the thermal decomposition of calcium carbonate results in carbon dioxide and calcium oxide. As you can see here, the calcium carbonate upon heating gives out calcium oxide, which is also called lime water, along with the gas carbon dioxide. Now in this reaction, you can see that heat is absorbed. There is no release of heat. Here is the absorbance of heat. The calcium carbonate absorbs the heat and results into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. That is why this reaction is called an endothermic reaction in which heat is absorbed. Now we will discuss an activity that is related to endothermic reaction. And for this activity, you need a beaker, sodium carbonate solution, calcium chloride solution, and a thermometer. Now what will you do with this material? Take some solution of sodium carbonate in a beaker. First of all, you will take the solution of sodium carbonate. Now insert a thermometer in the solution and note down the temperature on a paper. Now you will mix the calcium chloride into the same solution. Now note down the temperature again after mixing. Now what will you feel? We will feel that the sides of the beaker become cold. Why? Because an endothermic reaction takes place by absorbing heat from the surrounding walls of the beaker. In this reaction, when sodium carbonate is mixed in the solution with calcium chloride, both of these components, both of these compounds react together to form calcium carbonate and sodium chloride. Alright, the calcium of calcium chloride will react with carbonate of sodium carbonate. As you can see here, CaCO3, this is calcium carbonate, and the chlorine of calcium chloride will react with the sodium of sodium carbonate and it will form sodium chloride. Now overall in this reaction, heat is absorbed. As you can see here, both of these mix together and they absorb heat from the surrounding, and they results into calcium carbonate and sodium chloride. So in this reaction, as the heat is absorbed, therefore it is called an endothermic reaction. Alright, so this was about endothermic reaction. We have some other examples of endothermic reaction. The formation of nitric oxide from nitrogen and oxygen. We have two components, two reactants here, nitrogen and oxygen. Both of these react together to form nitric oxide along with the heat which they have absorbed. So this is also an endothermic reaction. Similarly, we have hydrogen and iodine. Both these components react together and absorb heat from the surrounding to produce hydrogen iodide. That is why both these reactions are the examples of endothermic reaction in which heat is absorbed. So students, this was all about exothermic and endothermic reactions. Now we are going to discuss about the importance of exothermic reactions in our daily life. Exothermic reactions have very great importance in our daily life. They are extensively used to fulfill our needs of heat energy for various purposes like cooking, burning of fuel in our homes, in our rooms. These are all common examples of exothermic reactions. So first of all, the heat that is released during burning of fuel at our home is used for cooking food. You have also discussed about this in application of chemical reaction, and that heat is also used to warm our rooms in winters. The heat that is released during burning of petrol or diesel in the vehicle engine increases the pressure of the products, which means gases, and these gases pressurize the piston to move the engine, to run the engine. The force of the piston then turns the wheels and makes the vehicle move. So this all happens due to the burning of fuel, burning of natural gas or petrol, and all these reactions are exothermic reactions. Heat that is produced by burning of fuel in thermal power station is used in generating the electricity. Thermal power station uses heat, and the burning of fuel produces or releases heat. That is why there are also the exothermic reactions in which electricity is generated. Similarly, the heat that is produced in our body during digestion of food keeps our body warm and alive. Ignition of dynamite. What is ignition? Ignition is the process of causing the fuel in an engine to burn so that an engine works. You can say that ignition is some kind of spark. Of dynamite, dynamite is basically an explosive which is made up of nitroglycerin. So the ignition of dynamite and gunpowder, they are also highly exothermic reaction, and they are termed as explosions, and such explosions are used for blasting in mines. So students, this was all about the importance of exothermic reactions in daily life. Now we will overview our lecture. First of all, we have studied about the types of chemical reaction on the basis of energy changes. There are two types of chemical reaction, that is endothermic reactions and exothermic reactions. In endothermic reactions, heat is absorbed, while in exothermic reaction, heat is released. Then we have studied different examples of exothermic and endothermic reactions. Formation of snow, burning candle, burning of wood, fuel, gas burner in use at our homes. They are all common examples of exothermic reaction in which heat is released. While the endothermic reactions like evaporation of water, baking bread, frying eggs, or photosynthesis, these all are the reactions in which heat is absorbed. That is why they are called endothermic reactions. Then at the end, we have studied the importance of exothermic reactions in our daily life. Like we have discussed different applications of exothermic reactions like burning of fuel at our homes and rooms. Similarly, the burning of petrol or diesels which are used in vehicle engines. Heat that is produced in thermal power station which is used for generating the electricity. Also the ignition of dynamite and gunpowder, the highly explosive exothermic reaction that are used for blasting in mines. Students, now we are going to do some multiple choice questions related to this topic. Number 1, thermal decomposition of calcium carbonate produces a gas. The options are oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, or carbon monoxide. The correct answer is carbon dioxide. Number 2, burning of fuel is an example of reaction. Endothermic reaction, exothermic reaction, reduction reaction, or none of these? The correct answer is exothermic reaction. Number 3, formation of nitric oxide involves the reaction of nitrogen and the options are oxygen, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, or iodine. The correct answer is oxygen. Number 4, the reactions in which heat is absorbed are called, the options are addition reactions, endothermic reactions, exothermic reactions, or both A and B. The correct answer is endothermic reactions. Now we will do some short question answers that are related to this topic. Number 1, what is energy of a substance? At the start of our lecture, we have studied that energy of a substance is the particular amount of energy which keeps the structure of this substance stable. Number 2, differentiate between exothermic and endothermic reactions. You will write at least 2 differences between exo and endothermic reactions along with their examples. Number 3, write at least 2 examples of exothermic and endothermic reactions. We have studied at least 4 examples each of exo and endothermic reactions. You can write any 2 of those examples. Number 4, write down the formation of nitric oxide and hydrogen iodide. In this question, you will write the complete equation of the formation of nitric oxide and the formation of hydrogen iodide. Number 5, what happens after mixing calcium chloride in sodium carbonate? We have studied an activity in which calcium chloride is mixed with sodium carbonate, which results in calcium carbonate and sodium chloride. You will write that equation in this question. Now we are going to discuss the long question of this topic. Number 1, describe the importance of exothermic reactions in everyday life. You have studied the applications of exothermic reactions in our daily life. You will write the complete applications in this question. So students, this was all about today's lecture. I hope you're clear with all the concepts. Thank you so much for watching this video. Allah Hafiz.